bacteria builds its resistance to medication and learns how to adapt so that they'll survive. This is good for bacteria, but not so good for humans who want to avoid illness and lead long, healthy lives. Synthetic antibiotics just aren't as effective at stopping illness and cannot be developed at a rate that outpaces the bacteria. Creating natural antibiotics that help cure you of any ailment shouldn't be a complicated process. You can use combinations of these natural antibiotics to increase their healing abilities and get you back on your feet from an illness in a snap. Natural antibiotics have many benefits over synthetic versions. Some of the best antibiotics might be located in your kitchen already, and you just didn't know that the substance had healing properties. Other natural antibiotics you may want to learn how to locate in your area so that you can have an inexpensive source of natural healing power. Here are some of the ways that natural antibiotics are better than synthetic alternatives. Plants are safe to use. If you use plants in the correct way, you can do so safely without worrying about dealing with any side effects, which is common with prescribed medications. Plants don't pollute the earth. Every time that someone takes a synthetic antibiotic, a few days later it leaves their body in the form of waste. From there, it pollutes your water, giving you a small amount of antibiotic medication with each glass you drink. Plants are easy to use and are inexpensive. Think about the healthcare costs that people accrue every day. Once you learn how to create your own medication to cure the common problems that you and your family face, that's one less medical bill. Plants naturally destroy bacteria. Plants have hundreds to thousands of phytochemicals living in them that destroy bacteria and promote good health. Bacteria cannot destroy plants because of their complex makeup that has developed over millions of years. Sita. There are over 200 different varieties of plants in the Sita genus, all of which produce flowers. With continued research, hopefully it is discovered that many other Sita plants have similar healing properties. They have been used to treat tuberculosis, staph infections, infected wounds, cancer of the blood, and anemia. Sita is active against bacterium such as herpes, listeria, and salmonella as well. Most of the Sita plants can be used to cure the same conditions, but it's recommended that you find Sita acuta to use as a natural antibiotic if you can. You can make Sita tinctures yourself by harvesting the plant and preparing it. Or you can buy your Sita online. It's best to make it into a tea or tincture. You can also turn it into powder, which is great to apply to skin infections, or into a capsule if you don't enjoy the taste. You can take the whole plant, including the roots, to turn into medicine, or you can just use the leaves. You can drink Sita tea up to 10 times daily to treat anemia, diarrhea, dysentery, fevers, and cancer of the blood, or drink a cup or two daily to prevent disease. Once the tea cools, you can also use it to cure eye infections. A few warnings about Sita. Women who are trying to get pregnant should not use Sita, as it acts as a natural contraceptive. Sita also contains ephedrine. However, it's in a very low dosage that isn't harmful unless you're taking other ephedrine products. Sita is also hypoglycemic, so if you're diabetic, it might affect your medication. Bidens. Similar to the Sita genus, the Bidens genus also has about 200 different species of plants in it. The variation of Bidens with the highest medicinal value is called the Bidens pilosa. Bidens plants can be used to treat mucous membrane systemic infections and systemic staph infections. Many other Bidens genus plants can be used to the same effect. You'll want to use Bidens plants while they are fresh instead of dried out. You can use the whole plant, including the roots, but most of the time just using the leaves should do. The two best methods for using Bidens as an antibiotic is by making a tincture or creating a fresh juice out of the leaves. You can also make tea or do a cold infusion of the Bidens plant. However, it loses its strength right away, so you should consume it the same day that you make it. Artemisia. The main type of Artemisia that has antibiotic properties is called Artemisia annua. Most commonly, Artemisia is used to cure malaria. The active ingredient found in Artemisia plants is known as artemisinin and has been one of the main ingredients for fighting malaria worldwide. Artemisia can also be used to help cure blood infections and systemic cancers. It fights against intestinal parasites, is active against various types of cancer cells, and can be used to cure skin infections. To use it as an antibacterial, you'll want to use the plant while it is still fresh, instead of allowing it to dry. It has more antibacterial properties at this stage and loses them quickly if not fresh. Fats and alcohol break down the Artemisia better than water does, so you can infuse it with milk or something with a higher fat content. Some people begin to feel nauseous after consuming Artemisia to cure malaria. Gastrointestinal problems also may occur and cause vomiting, cramping, and loss of appetite, so look out for any of these issues if taking large doses at a time. Problems should correct themselves once you stop taking Artemisia. Berberine. It has strong antibiotic properties, but unlike Sita, Bidens, and Artemisia, it doesn't travel through the blood to other parts of the body, so it must be applied directly to the area of the body that has an infection. Plants with berberine can treat drug-resistant E. coli, colorectal carcinoma, dysentery, and other bacterial infections. Berberine has been used as an antibiotic in China and India for hundreds of years and is present in plants such as golden thread, Oregon grape, and barberry, which are often discussed for their natural antibiotic powers. Berberine can be used in a number of applications, such as a powder, tincture, snuff, and capsule to fight many different microorganisms and cure dysentery diseases, giardia, and bloody stools. It works well to cure mucous membranes that are infected as well. If you have any medications that are broken down by the liver, avoid berberine. It may slow down how quickly the liver breaks down those medications and cause side effects. Berberine also interrupts cyclosporin and causes there to be an excess in the body. So if you are taking any medication such as Neurol or Sandamune, avoid berberine products. Don't take anything with berberine if you are pregnant or want to become pregnant, or if you have diabetes or low blood pressure. Juniper. Juniper is a very common plant that has great antibiotic and antioxidant properties. Juniper is great to solve problems of the gastrointestinal tract, skin infections, dysentery, and upper respiratory infections. You can make the juniper berries into a tincture, essential oil, or just eat the berries whole. There aren't any serious health risks or considerations with juniper berries. There hasn't been much scientific research done on the subject, but it seems to be a safe cure for just about everyone. Honey. Here's one that you're bound to already have in your kitchen. If not, you should find some and stock up. Local honey is created from nectar gathered from local flowers and plants and can be used to heal scrapes and cuts. In addition to its healing power, it even reduces the symptoms of allergies. When it comes to healing external ailments, there's not much that can rival honey. Manuka honey is the most popular for treating illness, but meta honey or any wildflower honey will do. It's better than agricultural or single-plant mass-produced honeys that are on the shelves at grocery stores. You can also mix other bee products into your honey, such as royal jelly and propolis, which increases the effectiveness of the mixture for healing. Apply honey directly to the wound, be it a burn, ulceration, or bed sore, and wrap the wound in a bandage. Reapply honey 3 times a day until the wound has healed. This will prevent infection and speed up the healing process because of the moisture that is placed on the wound because of the honey. Honey can also cure impetigo and seborrheic dermatitis. If you're using honey internally, it can help with cold and flus and respiratory infections. Your symptoms will be less severe and you'll recover rapidly. 1 tablespoon up to 10 times a day can help with acute symptoms, colds, and the flu. In addition to being an antibiotic, honey is also a laxative, immune stimulant, antiviral, and antifungal. There aren't any risks while using honey externally, but if you are allergic to bee stings, take note that in some cases internal consumption can lead to anaphylaxis. It's pretty rare for this to occur. Honey really is a great way to heal wounds and relieve some of the symptoms of colds and flu. So I would suggest that you always have a little on hand for medicinal purposes. Usnea. You can mainly locate Usnea in sick or dying trees, and there are many different varieties of Usnea around. Usnea is commonly used to cure resistant gram-positive bacterial infections of the skin, throat, and gastrointestinal tract, and for infections of the vagina and eyes. It really targets the bacteria that line the gastrointestinal tract and destroys the bad bacteria, especially the drug-resistant strains. Usnea can be found in forests and orchards, or purchased online to use as an antibacterial medicine. Usnea is another plant that you should avoid if you are pregnant or want to become pregnant. Licorice. Licorice is found throughout the world. there are many different species of licorice plant, and it has been used to heal asthma, coughs, and disease since the 3rd century. The real power in licorice comes from its powers to assist other natural antibiotics in the healing process. Instead of taking licorice alone, you should take it with the antibiotics that were discussed earlier to increase their healing powers, reduce the time and dose necessary to cure the body, and reduce the side effects. The best licorice is European or Chinese and can be ordered online. These varieties have been studied for their healing properties. Be careful not to purchase licorice from Eastern Europe, which faces heavy pollution problems that works against the healing of the licorice. Add licorice to your tinctures to remove any toxicity from other plants and to enhance their solubility. It can also be used alone in tincture, tea, or capsule form to cure tuberculosis, hepatitis, peptic ulcers, and to reduce the problems that come with oral herpes, stomatitis, and side effects from pharmaceutical drugs. There are some warnings for using licorice, so be aware of how much licorice root you are consuming. It's recommended that you don't take too much licorice alone without consuming other natural antibiotics. It's also high in estrogen and can also raise blood pressure with extended use. So take low doses over short periods of time to avoid complications. Ginger. Here's another natural antibiotic that you may already have in your home. Ginger has been used as medicine for thousands of years and is readily available at stores and supermarkets. The ginger root has the healing properties of an antibiotic and cures a lot of ailments in combination with other herbal remedies that have been discussed earlier. Ginger can be used alone as a remedy to colds, to control nausea, and to reduce pain and swelling. When it is used with other natural antibiotics, it helps the herbs travel to other areas of the body easily through circulation. Ginger makes any other natural antibiotics more potent, especially when fighting bacterial diseases that have built resistance to other treatments. It also helps with joint and muscle disorders, reduces stomach cramping and diarrhea, and removes mucus out of your system. The best ways to take ginger is as a hot tea, as a tincture, through topical application, and as food. You want the ginger to be fresh and not dried out. The powdered form of ginger isn't as strong, nor does it have all of the positive healing benefits that fresh ginger does. Ginger can also be applied topically to help reduce pain and speed the healing process of an infection or burn. To make a tea out of fresh ginger, juice the ginger and add hot water to it. Add a little honey and a dash of cayenne pepper if you'd like. Drink this at least 6 times a day to cure any bacterial infections in conjunction with any other natural remedies. Ginger is really good for your health, but there are a few warnings. Don't take large amounts while pregnant and stick to moderate doses. Ginger may cause some aggravation to gallstones and cause bloating or heartburn. Most of the side effects of taking too much ginger are rare. Black pepper. Black pepper gets its spice from an alkaloid called piperine, which can be used to promote the effects of other natural antibiotics. You can either use the black pepper as an antibiotic, or you can find piperine, which is more potent and pretty common in health stores. Black pepper is a common spice that has been used for years in India as a medical treatment and comes in 2 forms: normal black pepper and long pepper. Pepper and piperine expand the blood vessels so that other natural antibiotics can travel through the body quickly, thus improving the rate and dosage of other antibiotics necessary for proper healing. It works to keep the medicine in the body longer in an unmetabolized state and assist other natural antibiotics to localize in an area that is under attack by harmful bacteria. It's not recommended that you take piperine unless you are also using another herb to help you heal. Take piperine first to prepare the body to circulate more of the medicine and improve the healing abilities of any other herbs. You should use piperine 30 minutes before any other herb and a couple hours afterward, no more than 4 times a day. There are a few complications with using pepper over an extended period of time. It should be used as a short-term treatment that doesn't extend past a week or 2. Men commonly suffer from low testosterone, have a reduced sperm count, and decreased testes weight while taking pepper and piperine cures. Women who want to become pregnant should avoid piperine since it acts as a contraceptive. Astragalus. Astragalus is a genus of plants that are traditionally used to boost the body's immune system. It has been one of the main roots used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years, and the astragalus plants are found throughout the world. Astragalus has many different antibacterial properties and is commonly used to strengthen the immune system, treat heart disease, cure hepatitis and alleviate fatigue. It also prevents colds and lowers blood pressure. You can take astragalus in a powder, a tea, or as a tincture. You can also add astragalus to your food, especially foods that are cooked in water. Simmer the astragalus covered for a few hours and use the broth to make foods, such as rice. This will give the food you eat the same immune system boost that you would get from taking astragalus directly. There aren't any side effects to using astragalus that are known, and people in China have used it for a long time. You should be careful with astragalus if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, and check with your doctor before using astragalus if you have any autoimmune disease, since it stimulates the immune system. Bonaset. Bonaset is a plant native to North America that has been used by Native Americans to cure colds and boost the immune system. It isn't common in other parts of the world, but there's a lot of evidence that Bonaset can be an effective treatment for many different diseases and ailments. The stems, flowers, and leaves are commonly used on the plant and are turned into a tea or tincture. Bonaset increases the effectiveness of the immune system to help reduce the effects of colds and flu, builds resistance to other infections, and loosens phlegm in the body. Traditionally, Bonaset has been used to cure migraines, bone pain, and weakness. There are no known risks to using Bonaset, but not much scientific research has been done. It's best to talk to your doctor about using it for prolonged periods of time. Echinacea. Echinacea is a group of flowering plants that are commonly used to treat colds, flu, and to stimulate the immune system. Originally used to treat snake bites, Echinacea works as a natural antibiotic that cures infections such as mucous membrane infections and infections of the throat. It also heals wounds and sores that are internal and external. The tincture is very handy to have around for a wide variety of problems, so I would suggest keeping this stocked just in case. Echinacea can also be used as a fresh juice or a powder. There aren't many side effects of Echinacea other than joint pain that occurs when you take it too often. It works well with licorice to help increase the immunity properties, so taking the two in conjunction is the preferred treatment method. Red root. Red root is traditionally used to assist the immune system during times of illness to speed up the healing process. Red root is used to cure lymph nodes whenever there is a bacterial infection, as well as the spleen and liver. It works as a blood coagulant, astringent, and antiseptic as well. There aren't any side effects that are known. However, if you take pharmaceutical coagulants or anticoagulants, you should avoid taking red root. Reishi. Our final natural antibiotic is the reishi, a Chinese herbal mushroom with many health benefits. You can find reishi in health shops, over the internet, and even grow your own at home. It has been cultivated and used in Chinese and Japanese medicine for over 4,000 years to cure a wide range of ailments. Like the previous antibiotics discussed before, reishi also boosts the immune system. It has also been used to protect the body from parasites and bacteria that cause many different diseases. Reishi is known as the mushroom of immortality and is used to treat illnesses such as cancer, HIV and AIDS, and cardiovascular disease. It also reduces fatigue levels, stress levels, and helps aid sleep. You can take reishi in a number of different forms that you can buy online or create yourself. There are a few different side effects to taking reishi. If you are trying to stay awake, you shouldn't take too much or only take reishi before bed. Occasionally, dizziness, headaches, rash, and upset stomach occurs. If you have low blood pressure or immune disorders, you should avoid reishi. There have not been any studies about taking reishi while pregnant or breastfeeding, so avoid it or talk to your doctor about it first. Now that you have learned about 15 new plants, you're ready to cure any antibacterial disease that you may come in contact with. Keep some of these natural antibiotics around in your medicine cabinet so that you can use them whenever you feel a cold or notice changes in your body. Learn the treatments that work best for your body, and don't forget to share with others. It's great to use your healing powers for good and to ever increase your knowledge on what works and what doesn't with the community. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you a happy and healthy life that's free of any deadly bacteria.